Remember that Ubisoft game which was announced back in September of 2020, and the community were really overwhelmed seeing the next-gen graphics that Ubisoft just portrayed it off, and sharing some very close bonds with Microsoft and their Halo Infinity graphics technologies. And if you guys haven't noticed which game I am talking about, yes, it is Prince of Persia Remake, the game that Ubisoft is very proudly developing, and it turned out to be one of the most mediocre graphics that we have ever seen, to be honest. And since we have the next-gen consoles arriving, the PS5, Xbox Series X, and that was the worst time that Ubisoft could have just put out this entire reveal of Prince of Persia Remake, which turned out to be one of the biggest memes out there on the internet, and it still is for some reason. Well, recently, just a couple days ago, Ubisoft came out and they made this official announcement where they said that they're going to be refunding anyone that has already pre-ordered Prince of Persia Remake. Now, for those of you guys who don't know, the remake's pre-orders were actually live on Ubisoft website, the official website, as well as with a lot of retailers. A lot of people, even though the game looked like a mediocre graphics for the next-gen title, they still did kind of defend the game, and at the same time, some people even pre-ordered it, and it seems like Ubisoft now decided, well, it's bad for business to release something that is not well received in the community, and they've now decided, well, let us just go ahead and refund anyone that has already pre-ordered the game. Now, this kind of does seem sus, to be honest, because anytime a developer just refunds a game, that basically means that they are not ready in order to release this project, or maybe the entire project is cancelled after all. But Ubisoft here says that they have not cancelled Prince of Persia Remake. The game is currently still in development, but then there could always be a lot of things going on behind the scenes in the back ends. Maybe the title is completely cancelled and they're remaking the entire remake game. Who knows? They've completely just dedicated a new team. Of course, Ubisoft and Mumbai were the ones that were making this game apparently, and we all ended up seeing how beautifully well done the graphics were for the next-gen title. But keeping all of the jokes apart, there seems to be some real issues here. Ubisoft has basically said that they are not cancelling this game, but at the same time, they haven't really given us any more information. They've completely just refunded anyone that has already pre-ordered the game. So if you have pre-ordered Prince of Persia Sands of Time Remake with any of the retailers and you haven't received any refunds, then I think you guys should go ahead and most likely contact your retailer and let them know that Ubisoft is no longer taking your money. So in case your retailer is not refunding you, then I think you have all the rights to take any legal actions, or you might just go ahead and talk this through with your retail store owner or whatever in order to get your refunds back. But as far as what I personally think, we don't really have any kind of release date for this game, which could basically lead to this project being completely dumped off, because we have Assassin's Creed Infinity coming, Assassin's Creed Codename Red, a lot of things that the teams are currently developing. And after the massacre that Ubisoft and Mumbai did with how they revealed the game and said that this was going to be a next-gen title, which turned out to be a huge letdown for all the fans who were expecting to see something that would look like a real remake, but then it seemed like the game was much more mediocre, most probably because the studio does not have enough infrastructures or whatever the reasons could be. But then Ubisoft decided that they're going to be transferring this entire project to Ubisoft Montreal. But the catch here is that Ubisoft Montreal is already caught up with a lot of projects, with Assassin's Creed coming up, Infinity coming up. They're also working on Assassin's Creed Codename Red. There's a lot of projects going on basically, and that could be one of the biggest reasons as to why Ubisoft could have most likely just completely canceled out this game and put this aside for a while until all the Assassin's Creed stuff is done. So they don't want to be taking out your money for pre-orders. And I think that from one point of view, it is actually a really good thing that Ubisoft is doing this, because they're taking the time off. Maybe they could rework on this entire project and give us a really good one, because as we know, the PS5, Xbox Series X, they are consoles that can actually handle games like The Last of Us Part 2, God of War Ragnarok, the graphically fidelity games that looks incredible. And then we have Prince of Persia Remake that just looks like worse than a PS2 game. So let me know in the comments, are you guys happy, or do you think it's a sad news? Because the community has a huge saying in terms of how gaming industry moves, and especially since we pushed our voice towards Prince of Persia Remake, that's the reason why Ubisoft even decided that, well, the game is not suitable for launch and people are not liking it. And all of this happened only because we spoke up. We gamers, as community members, did speak up. And keep this in mind, Ubisoft is a company that actually saw the project and they thought that, well, let's just approve this, let's just put it out for an official reveal, and if people end up liking it, then we can just make quick bug. Well, if they don't, we can just delay the project for a couple of time and see if we can relaunch it when all of the hate is just settling down. So that seemed to have never happened with Prince of Persia Trilogy remake, because people still to the date think that the remake basically looks like an absolute mediocre title that is worse than a PlayStation 2 game. So as far as what I have to say, I think Ubisoft has done a good part from their side, and I hope they don't disappoint with all of the upcoming Assassin's Creed games as well, because Codename Red, that is something I'm really keeping my eyes out on, because it's going to be a massive open world RPG game, and that's something I know that I'm going to be investing a lot of hours, because they've said it's going to be much bigger than Assassin's Creed Valhalla, and I've already invested about 400 hours into Valhalla, and the number is only going to keep going higher with Assassin's Creed Red as we move on with the next gen title. So yeah, with that being said, if you guys think that it's a good decision that Ubisoft has taken in their part in order to refund fans rather than just holding off their money, then drop a like on this video, and also it does help me out. It supports my channel, it supports this video, it helps me bring out more information, content, open world games content for you guys right here on this channel. So your support, your everything is absolutely appreciated. Please just take a few seconds, it would really help me out as a content creator. And if you guys are looking for a YouTube channel that basically covers every single information that you guys need about all the upcoming open world games and all the news, information, the leaks and stuff, make sure to go ahead, subscribe to my channel and turn the notifications on. And the most important step of all, even if you guys have subscribed, make sure that you guys are setting your notification settings to all, because if you don't do that, then the broadcast YouTube platform, you guys know it, they just don't send you guys the notifications even if you have subscribed. It's the weird way of how YouTube trends are going to be working nowadays, so just do it. With that being said, I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your day, and I'll see you guys on tomorrow's video. Until then, take it easy, fams, and goodbye.